So AEW is somewhat Blockbuster. This was a great show tonight. So if you want to subscribe in this channel, you get one membership, you put one notification below, and so much more. So AEW somewhat Blockbuster, it was a great show tonight. So let's go live right here tonight. So hold on. So we got next match, we got Sports Diggling. We take on Ospreay. I did with Sports Diggling and had Ospreay onto the ropes. Was setting up for the apron. Sports Diggling stomped. However, so it was a 30 minutes time limit before he could land it. I was a demand in sudden death finish, but the Death Rattles to interrupt to head to the ring, and they distracted Sports Diggling to allow a Young Bucks sneak attack. So I was a date hand cuff Sports Diggling for a series of super kicks, and then we pull out Sports Diggling costume. I was a boots with foam tacks. Ospreay took the foam tack to super kick for Sports Diggling, and also force came to in to seg on the Ospreay. And this was an incredible orbital suspended Sports Diggling when added the arm of Ospreay a while. It was an insult to a leg of the Mangold. Also they tested the east over and built the piece to a previous height that wasn't really reached its climax. Wasn't only to be paused by the time limit. And this was the right call to seal it asserted about a motor staves that's a line for now. Was a day on each all respect and all over again to set up a luckily team up against set a Young Bucks. After the follows a big shot at Ospreay, taking a fall and to protect Sports Diggling with a perfect visible shot to set up an overhang match for All In. And the winner of this match is Sports Diggling. I just said the show was started with Christopher Daniels was too worrying about Henry Allen Page. Rather than he leaves, more friends such that Wells follow him into the area. While speaking of Skyball explained that Sports Diggling has a sweet -1 lead 8 results over Ospreay is going into set a night. So we have set 2 exchange strikes was already answered. Mingo busted to the nose and was causing minimal blood to the floor. Into which Sports Diggling kept causing the OS Carlo, but also after a short arm Cecil to was a kind of Ospreay. He wasn't bending him up for his corner was a back simplex. Was a duck and missile and hit a hidden blade on Sports Diggling from the ring to the floor. It was right before the second blade. I just a mingle caught with a big surprise. Did I, but when Ospreay recovered to hit the hidden blade for a near fall. I did with Ospreay comes to house call into the handing blade. I was followed by the strong breaker for all water near falls. Speaking of Prince Nana, tried to save Sportshaken after the Young Bucks attack, but he took a super kick. Also later, the Young Bucks tried to clear things up with Heyman Page, after he told them to stay out of his business. This was break in Sportshaken's business. In next match, they got Mexico, which is on Blake Christian. After with Mexico had Blake Christian onto the ropes to beyond a beef. After from Lee Sauce almost cost him the match. After he hit a spineless fly for it to win. I was afterward MCF came out to silence it Apple D. Also in review he was bringing back the red, white, and blue for his match. Ended with Mythical going to MCF mostly in Spanish. I must that he will not beat him. And it said it idiot in Mexico before, so hot Sasuke struck. After with Speedball, Mike Bailey, and Kevin Knight, and Master Dorado makes it a save. And this was not much having a match. After with just spoken by AEW standards, but that was never the real point. After a goal was to give Mexico a win and set the stakes for his tank bottle was a sort outside of an idiot in Mexico. After the stakes is set and hopefully it will make MCF pay for his wars where Acid when it matters most. And the winner of this match, Mystical. After the whole Sasuke attack, Commando backstage, I was an MCF rip off his mask and split. And was a spit on it. After Lee Sauce protect Blake Christian by striking Mystical for a dive to the outside a 450 splash for a near falls. I was a stimulus for the way has a US flag to came down from the ancient way of MCF throughout the same color name after he criticized his new lawfully insulted him in a Spanish. In next match, we got Support Sasuke, which is on Speedball Mike Bailey, Kevin Knight, and Master Dorado. I wasn't Master Dorado was a lead. I wanted to help the faces after a backstage attack on Commando, but he looked like at home in the with wild asses. Was it after the high flying trio had taken out Bobby Lashley and Thunder Bossman, MVP caught Speedball Mike Bailey with a cane to set up a homolock AGT by MCF to win. So I was afterwards that so also of continue to respected by ripping off Andreas' mask and Mystical makes it a save and made MCF to tap out. I think this was a fun trios match that showed what the whole Sasuke could do with people, and Kevin Knight down the line with more time and the stakes. I think it was also a showcase of how good Dorado is, and he should continue to be posted on AEW on over the past Grand Slam in Mexico. So I was between MCF need this win to set him up as a threat to Mexico. I was while Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight can still on their way to an AEW tag team championship aside and sit in the reversal. In the middle of this match, MCF, Bobby Lashley, and Sutton Busman. I did with MCF with MVP Spiral Gill to crowd sense of you look stupid. I just said so upset pull out the MVP bowling elbow but missed MVP bowling his back and laughed afterward. Bobby Lashley and Busman will identifies by his super kicks of people in the set that made them out. And speaking of some Moxley, Rollins, Heyman, Adam Page to sip up before All In. I just let Jeff Widows drag Heyman, Adam Page out to the ring with his hands bound and was in his mouth. He was gagged with a duct tape. I did with some Moxley explain that he did this to have the cowboy to compete focus he advised into with him to found available he is still searching for before All In to give him his best shot. I did with the world title also aligned the OPPS makes it a 1-in to save to him and Adam Page, who did warn the Dead Widows that he would take the head of the first Dead Widows he found tonight. I just thought it sweet. I think this book possibly has the next stage in this month. I was expected to AEW World Series class. I was about the OPPS took a little too long to make the receive the legal as the assessment was overruled following the injury only to Ospreay. Whenever the piece continues like this, it may be able to hold off on the true and in-ring mic bottle for the show before All In, unless it is content to be a muscle hype assessment. Argued with Ospreay, Heyman had no friends to let anyone know that he went missing for an hour basket before his assessment. Argued with Heyman tried to headbutt Moxley when he got too close. In next match, we got Tamilo, NEC, we took on Becky Bing and Poppy Ford. NEC and Tamilo look as confident and Gil has ever have in this allowed them to get a one-up on Becky Bing and Poppy Ford. Also after Poppy Ford tagging in NEC and caught the Madness with the Queen Slater. Also while Tay hit the Tay kill into the ring for the victory. And this was a good tag match. I also hope by Tay walking at has high a level has it looked like she only got better in her time away. Maggie Bay remains heavily protect his role even when her team lose and take Milo in any state survive by deciding probably forward the next time could go the other way. After this feud has kept all the hopes for the AEW Women's Tag Team Division alive, and hopefully the championship will come soon. As of for now, this roughly feels like it still has some legs that could alter the way to All In. In the middle of this match, Anise, Inte, Milo. Speaking of Tay, and Annie brought back the old Tennessee Dean for just avoiding a Tay in Ford, and she is to past tag team history throughout this match. Maggie Bain results that DDT Tay into a fall from Grace, but Tay fought through into a heel hook. So, speaking of Castle Code, Elias a forced attack on Kenny Omega as a behest of John Callis. Speaking of Kenny Omega and Castle Code, shock hands after signing a contract for their match for the night in field of AEW Unified Championship. Archie with John Callis to interrupt his strategy for Sabrina Michael to attack, so clearly from behind, Cora loses still to strike the bowling man of Kenny Omega. And speaking of Christopher Daniels trying to restore, all has a stressful bus set up for Mega, and Castle Code hit Mega with an elbow, also the airplane, and just said we may need to join the John Callis family. But no, but Callis has been involved with his feud many times over the years. Also whether this is a formal stable things or not. I just agree content on this beatdown was incredible. The difference between Mega versus Castle Code in the past and now his Mega's opponent. I think this makes the cleaner look as available as he has ever been since the stage for the true babyface performance at All In, where fans really worried for his health. I think this could very well be the biggest match of All In. I think if the two need nothing beyond this assessment to set the false hype. What's beyond that was that the new championship look gorgeous, the unified championship name could be a little awkward a long term, but it makes sense. It's the moment where the Council or another championship is set to be unified. After with John Callis question with Castle Court backstage about what made him worry of this, his short major side at Mega and at All In, Sabrina Michael bosses off of Callis. AEW aired a video package to highlight the history of these two men throughout their time in Japan and pro wrestling. I just a last overdrop because Kenny Omega to spit up the blood and constant lead Castle Court to build through Santa Claus and leave in VAN. So we got Carter Fossil. We take it on Amy Bowens. Andrew Bowens was going into Lance Archer too, pointing a gun into the barricade so it wasn't allowed. Andrew was to hit a suit drop. The Blockbuster was in the win, and this was the best singles match. Was supplied of Boston Wrestling since his after it looked like he closely had onto the back foot. I think this is not surprising with how good Color Fossil has gone. It is a scene true that it was an old predictable lose was applied of personal wrestling. Eddie Bowens has shown that he can hang with manageable height level stars. However, he is not when those matches his slowing if he does not have a clear rivalries. I think it is time to give supply of positive wrestling and clear rivalry that can help him build into the ring and onto the mic in for some weeks. And the winner of this match, Carlo Foxel. Adam Cole showing a commentary ahead of this match, which is assistant daddy. I just said the match started. Eddie Bowens almost took to the win with a famous Carter Foster teased to O'Connell apron powerbomb, but Bowens fought back and pushing him face and force onto the apron. In So, speaking of FTR drives a Scarlet scene, it takes a shot at Andrade Suno. Also called Capoeira tied to this interview. Was it August Suno with his son, Andrade Suno, but FTR is stocky halfway to interrupt. And Dax Hall and Cass Will tied to Mark so Leslie and his son, but Adonis was not having it a broke out that lead to Adam Cole, son Don Callis family and Bobby King to get involved. After the brawl between Dax Hall and Adonis continued to the crowd about everyone else to back off. After this was a great follow-up to FTR with Adonis Suno, and it seemed that it would not lead to Adonis stepping into the ring, such yet based on the tease, but AEW has bigger plans for this FTR and angle into all in. AEW has done its execute work in making a big deal without Adonis Suno, but Buddy showcased his legendary. His father, Capoeira, did a great job showing his legacy. I just saw how the bonnets of the locker room has become by success, how big the John Callis family these days. AEW could luckily sustain a quad 8-man tag every week on the closet for the next year at this point. Dax Hall and asked Adonis will FTR will have in the 11th time. Margaret was state it was the 30s. In next match got topless Tony Storm may take on Sonny Hart. Sonny Hart and Sky Blue attacked topless Tony Storm before the match could begin. Aubrey Edwards threw out the Sky Blue while it was set on the topless one. So a little between a while Sonny Hart and Storm onto the ropes throughout the topless one caught hold with it. I lost the package for the eventually. Speaking of Tony Storm, was still holding adjective results, has Marcy Monet and Chancellor the ring. She gave Storm a sniff before whispering in her ear and letting her out. Many secret tied to makes it a safe, but that CEO leaned them both out. And this was a predictable match, but it so often from all involved, and this was all about showing her who document so as an after complete match beatdown. Tony Storm had to win, but showing her looked great and undefeated her. Hit one is working well for her so and feel, infecting her and win work. Also hopefully this will be the last lose, showing her and Scott Blue have to show for a little while as they lead and cover rebuild with the women's tag top division going. Tony Storm and Monet have teased, possibly so far, but that CEO finally got the open hand and still will need to answer back with the start next week. And the winner of this match, Tony Storm, won a match. Agent with Monet had a full meal this time around at her ringside seat. After that CEO announced on X during the match that she will sign for the CMLL World Women's Championship next week. After with Monet made Storm kiss her championship goodbye to end on this assessment. I was about James Little and was select confident that CEO accepted her silence for next week. So, in next match, we got MXM collection on tape. Fakia. I didn't was supporting some Hero Halsey and Mark Briscoe team with Ray Manager and a Wallow in conflict with Mark Briscoe and Missile and Tate faculty. Also after Queen to the ring, Ray Manager Tay with a bomb to the win, and this was a symbol for squash to keep when I get born on TV. Also Halsey waits for her next big match opportunity. At first light, she had in questionable or still waiting for some kind of payoff, but AEW has taken it slow and then expected with both women's. I may not ready to be back yet, but Edit is the first right was in the group to work together like this. The small MXM collects on even if they are mostly going to lose on the AEW roster. And winner of this match is Renata and Mark Briscoe and some hero Uzi. Chris Daniel could bring herself towards the action after Renata made her entrance after the match. Later heard of advice to Chris Daniel and take the shop some hero Horsey, who was not interested in tagging in Renata. Renata was invited to scrap with anyone, including Cassie, Mitchell, and and passes in hoping Tamiro Uhusi with a double simplex on Madden. And next match got Bandito reaching out the Beast Martos. As with Bandito from a dangerous silencer in the Beast Martos who pushed him to his limit. Also how it was the always world champion settled to the win with a reanimated fly. After this was a fun, pleasantly played preview ahead of Grand Slam musical Beast Martos and the Bandito always unable, so it was no surprise that they brought it together. And it was a surprise to not see AFI was beyond Beast Martos, but AJ may still be, and whenever they can't get Mayor Russ, Bruce, Radical, and Mythical. And it seemed that Bandito would not be undefeating his always world championship at Grand Slam and Mexico, but hopefully that so may give Gator Coley to this addresses going into the Super Code of Honor in All In. And when I'm just match Bandito, as the Beast Monsters came out along with while Bandito came out with the Waddles, but they headed to the back to leave this in even fight. And here with Bandito almost got the win with false brass on Martos. Martos had to affirm a give and brought the 21 plaques and did almost one of a clutch drop in. And next match got the toss of Spottle, Tangle, reaching on Queen Amara. I was in Tangle, the struggle only to figure out Queen Amara taking a careful pause to hole into a big mistake. I just said toss the Spottle was to find that opening when it most the Spottle walked into a spill and a trap focused on submission. And it is too real to see a wrestle with a style so undefined that it stands out from anyone else. That is Tangle, Hope, colorful, and constant reports of is different from anyone and any women's or man's. And it leads to a more masterpiece with spots of acid light and just conscious. Queen Amara took the vibes of the piece by making every single move. Also it looked like it hit hard. I just said to understood as Queen Amara was looking to the squashes the spot that kept losing the ropes to and tied up a real downhill play. And it felt like Tangle was bringing the best out of Queen Amara throughout, almost giving her too much by the end. Also has it looked like the Justice Bottle might stronger to come back. And just in a match, and really could at any time was working with bigger strike stacks down to a stretch. And the winner on this match, Tangle won a match. And speaking of Tony Schiavone and Nelson McGuinness may have home the Spottle under 8 maybe 2 months into the spring. Jacob is offense. Jacob news 8 forces of the into the corner of all the string, motion into the camera. I was at backstage afterward kept Sabian and so they bring, especially for your package. Was it highlight his best is his super sooner one ending in this whistle. So here's the main event. So we got Don Kai's family, we take on Danny Garcia is a Pentagon. So Lance also makes the biggest impact in this contest as he received his teammates. So he caught Danny Garcia with a boot to set up a simplex by Sauce Alessandro to the win. And this was a slow finish. This is a night that made more of an impact that it did last week. And just a Manhawk Moscow was a force initial incident at day 12. Sauce Alessandro picked up a nice win to keep his moment glowing as he needs to keep the spotlight on him. So this was strong with the minus of the disc science is going stable. Actually, it feels like the biggest story of this feud right now. It's still Color Fossil been taking on Adam Cole, but they have not nearly enough lately. So I was beyond that TNT Championship match to come Danny Garcia for a big loss and good news is stronger and for Johnson for his story spoken after All In. Also working smaller tag matches are just not enough to get these key stories notch, especially to see it was more than pulled into the main event slot. And the winner of this match, Sauce and Single, Liz also, and Kosinski Jasade. Speaking of Trent Boy and Rocky Ramon came out to break up the team in the ring, showing how big that family is. Danny Massett, Matt Menard, showing a commentary, his skill was confused by Danny Garcia. Just quickly took advice but picking his leg. Sauce Anderson went in it to save Society from the Dragon Slayer with a big boot, sending it off a while after has anyone got involved. Also all four face members locked in submissive moves until Liz also broke out of Kyle O'Reilly and was assault and began pursuing anyone. Also after the match, Tony Schiavone announced a 12-man tag of the John Kai's family and FTR will take on Adam Cole, Danny Garcia, Brody King, Andrade Suno, and Amadeo, and it overall so. And this was a stronger 4 hours so than from last week. It was a hope by a bill emphasized on the women's top division and some great stories focused was the main All In into with sports Stickland, which take on Ospreay with the ball no one could reach. So I wasn't against the Auburn, but that is because if you get a match with them on every week, I was still Kenny Omega and Castle Card may have started the show in terms of story department concerning that the Colonel is in serious trouble and come all in. Andrew with Tony Storm continues to develop in every way. Camilo and NEC look great again. Austin Jungle got a real showcase of whole enemy talent this week. And this was a night where it felt like anything could happen. It wasn't even when it was a big surprise, but it limits the stories are strong throughout, supporting as is a poor enemy assets. Andrew but once AEW has 40 and covers addresses for also West. As the John Cannon family of the piece will be in place to sit all in as must see. So let's go to my YouTube gaming poll for a night. So give me 1 second. So if you like AEW Blockbuster Summer, give me a thumbs up for this. So give me 1 minute. So we got 100% like this show tonight. 2% is alright, and 2% didn't like it. So let's get my X poll. Give me 1 second here. So we got 100% like this show tonight up and AJ Summer Blockbuster. 2% is alright, and 2% didn't like it. So thank you for watching of AEW Blockbuster Summer. So we will obviously you guys live this coming Friday on Friday SmackDown and so much more. So thank you for watching us again this time. We will go live right here on this coming Friday for Friday Night SmackDown and so much more. So have a good night. I'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys. Peace.